It's been 6 months since the defeat of Sigma, and little has changed. Maverick revolt started by Sigma is over, but Mega Man X and the new generation of Maverick Hunters have yet to destroy all of Sigma's followers. Led by information gained by Dr. Kane, Mega Man X and the rest of the Hunters have tracked the last of the Mavericks to an abandoned Reploid factory. There they hope to wipe out the last of the Resistance. Little do they suspect that real war is about to begin. Mega Man X2 versus X Hunters. Oh god, it feels so weird to be saying that. Okay, so if you weren't here 4 years ago, which fair enough, I haven't posted that much in 5 years. My first proper Let's Play for this channel was Mega Man X1 for the Super Nintendo. And here, it's time for X2. I've waited long enough, I think. Let's do it. This game was released in '94 as a follow-up to the much beloved Mega Man X1, and let's get started. And as we mentioned during the opening cutscene, we are wiping out the last of the Mavericks, but thankfully we got a new ally by our side, the green biker dude. Surely, he will be the most important asset to destroying the Mavericks. Or not. Well, he tried. Okay, to be upfront, green biker dude is never useful, but god, we love him for it anyway. Welcome to Mega Man X2! If you've never played a Mega Man game, it's the same basic controls that the X series normally is. Running, jumping, shooting, charging up your shots for more power, and of course, dashing. Originally in X1, you could get dash as an upgrade, but here, you get it right from the start, which, you know what? Kind of nice to have. So let's just take out these barriers. Take out these weird screw bots. And let's do this. I'm honestly kind of excited. It's been a bit since the original X1 LP that I've done. It was about 4 years ago, I want to say, back in 2016. But you know what? It's time. It's been too long. I've played other games since then. A lot of other games, but Let's Play-wise, it's been about 5 games. And I think it's time that we finally continue this. Unfortunately, X here is back to square one compared to his X1 fully powered up mode, so no special armor upgrades. Aside from the dash boots, no special weapons, and of course, no health or sub-tank upgrades. So we gotta do this raw. Still got the good old-fashioned wall jump, though, which is quite nice to have. Let's head up this way. Chase after this dude, who is gonna try and close in the walls on us, but we can just do that. And unfortunately for us, since this is properly X2 as a sequel to X1, there is no Zero with us. Zero is long dead. But who knows? Anything's possible. They were just robots. Maybe we can rebuild them. But for now, we got a boss. Meet the first boss of Mega Man X2. Gigantic Mechanaloid CF0. That's a mouthful. This dude is really not hard. He's more or less just the giant target to show off, hey, this is how you play the game. Which, to be fair, not a bad way to play the game. To start off, at least, I'd say. And he's already dead. Of course, you can charge up your Buster 2 levels, and the level 3 Buster is the strongest. Makes it easier to take him out, and that's the first stage. Intro stage for X2 is way easier than X1. I wouldn't say it's as good, but it's much easier. But now we got a bit of a cutscene. This is their leader. His name is Mega Man X. Those who underestimated him are now nothing but scrap. We won't make the same mistake. He is powerful, but he is blind to what is happening around him. Our Mavericks will keep him busy until we are ready. Yes! How is the plan proceeding? Collection is proceeding as scheduled. However, we are having problems with the control chip. We have little time. We must finish construction on schedule. We must hurry. So now the main villain of the previous game, Sigma, is no longer around since we managed to destroy him at the end of X1. We got some new bad guys to worry about. Who are they exactly? Well, we don't know, but we'll find out soon enough. All we saw were their names, Sergez, Violin, and Agile. Well, for now, let's head to the first Maverick who started off this adventure, Wire Sponge. Oh boy. I'll defend X2 on a lot of things, but god, Wire Sponge, you look fucking stupid. This is probably the second dumbest Maverick design in the series. I think Optic Sunflower looks dumber, but yeah. But this is a good stage to start off with for our first as the X... Yeah, what am I trying to say? As our first Maverick, because head to the top left, and you find your first heart tank. These increase your maximum health. There's a total of 8 of them across all 8 Maverick stages. Make sure to grab all of them. We got these frog boss to deal with who shoot 3 dots diagonally, and we got these weird orbs that will affect the weather. You can actually shoot them with special weapons to change the weather, but since we're doing this stage first, that doesn't matter, so, oh well. Maybe you shouldn't have made this the easiest stage to get through first, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just telling it like it is. Now the rain, that'll slowly push us back a bit, but since we're just standing on a platform, it can't push us off of that. Get up here, go over here, wall jump to the right. Head this way, shoot another frog. Sorry, frogs. Shoutouts to frogs, I suppose. And as we can see up there, we get our second part for this place. Sub-tank. And let's head over here. I believe down there actually is an alternate pathway that we'll be covering a bit later on what that does. Now, since we have a sub-tank now, we can fill it up by acquiring health when we already are at full health, and we'll go straight to the sub-tank. Sub-tanks are pretty useful if you're in a pinch, unlike they're similar to, say, the energy tanks from Classic Mega Man, but you can use them whenever you want, even if they're not full. And you can have up to 4 of them. But it's only 4, and you have to recharge them when you run out, so be careful. Okay, let's be careful, as I'm saying, because you don't want to, you know, get killed. Head back over this way, disregard these bots. Just mash to destroy these orbs. They got a lot of health, but they can go down pretty fast if we just mash. Surprisingly not getting much health, if anything, from Wire Sponge here, but yeah. We always get that health pickup for free, so that's kind of nice. Let this dude fall. Get nothing for that, I suppose. Dang. Get something for that, though. Ooh, more health. Sir? Sir, can you please die? Thank you. For some reason, I guess he didn't feel like healing over today. Usually the bigger Mavericks, or bigger robots, take a lot more hits, but god, that guy took quite a bit. But we're at our first boss. That isn't the first stage boss. Okay, let's do this, Wire Sponge. Also, he doesn't look like a sponge, he looks like a pickle. His weakness we do not have, but you know what? Mega Buster will do just fine to deal with him anyway. He's gonna be hanging up on the vines and dropping down on us. Oh. And launching that at us. Usually this is what he does. He climbs up a bit and starts firing off seeds, I think, and just sprouting little vines to hurt us. They're not exactly dangerous, but, He does what he wants, I suppose. It's not like he can do much with this kind of a plant-based Maverick. There are better plant-based Mavericks in the series, I'd say, but most of them kind of suck. Alright. Sir? Sir? Yep. You can't hurt him when he's spinning his vine like that, so be careful. Ow. And I believe once we knock him down enough health, he will change up his attack pattern, but that hasn't happened yet. Ow. Wait for him to... Yep. Alright, now he's mad. Don't shoot him when he's doing this because it doesn't do anything, and he will get a little mad, pop out the top, and lightning rod. So that doesn't do much either. Oh, ow. Let's dodge out of the way of that. This didn't feel like waiting around. Oh boy. One more hit will do it. And he's dead. First Maverick down. Yeah, Wire Sponge I don't think is that tough of a bite, so that's why I always go for him first. It's just the easiest to deal with. He's a good start to the chain, though. One down. And of course, wouldn't be a Mega Man X game without getting their weapons. In this case, speaking of chains, as I mentioned, we get the Strike Chain. This is a short-range chain weapon that can actually grab onto walls and pull you towards them. Kind of nice. And since we're playing this off the X Legacy Collection, available on Switch, PS4, Xbox, and Steam, I actually have the option to save, but we're not going to do that right now. Instead, we're going to head straight to our second Maverick. The weakness, of course, for them. Yeah, words are hard. The weakness for them is Strike Chain, and that would be Wheelgator. Unfortunately, this guy's upgrades are kind of a pain to get, so we might not be able to get them this time around. And honestly, Wheelgator himself is kind of a pain. Very slow boss fight, but we'll see what that is when we get there. For now, we gotta get through this tank, who is just kind of rampaging through the city. I believe this is the Dino Tank, as it's called, and it's more or less just what Wheelgator pilots to patrol around and cause chaos. He is a Maverick, after all, so we gotta deal with that. Deal with you people. I do like the idea behind this stage, though. Okay, so here is actually the place where we can get an upgrade, but this is a very tight jump. What you're supposed to do is come back with a different upgrade, but if you're very precise with your strike chain, you can actually just barely make it. Oh, almost had it there, actually. This is a very tight gap, though, so don't be surprised if you can't get it. I'm going to give it a couple shots, but I don't suspect that I'll be able to make it up here. This is actually one of X's body armor parts, though, so if you want that, you might as well try and go for it. Though don't fret if you can't get it, because you can always come back to stages you've already beaten and get them in a previous run. Or, not previous, what am I saying? Stages you've previously beaten can be revisited to pick up parts you missed. That's what I'm trying to say. Stumbling over all my words today, geez. I hate when that happens. But anyway, let's continue on this way. We got these moving platforms that only go a certain direction once you land on them. Deal with that dude. Why? Because I just didn't like his face, I guess. Deal with that guy, get his health. Can't reach that, sadly. Oh, yes we can. Fill up the sub-tank more. Always good to have that. That dude apparently just decided to stop existing. And let's drop down here. Here we get into another staple of the X series, Ride Armor. These are available on X1 as well, but they were only punching. Now they got spiked gloves, though. And this one can also hover. Let's punch that. Get our way over here. We can actually dash with this as well. And if we charge up... If we charge up the punch attack, I believe. Yep. He can do a charge punch and just bash his way through everything. Out of here. Thank you. And it looks like we already have full sub-tank, so that's kind of nice. Now, over here is your second heart tank for the game, but you're supposed to have a charged special weapon to use this that we don't have yet. But if you're careful... Let's see if we can bait this dude into doing it. Nope. So there's actually another trick you can do with speedrunning here, where if you kite this guy into hitting you, you can actually die. No, if you can abuse your invincibility frames when you're on the spikes to actually wall jump your way up there. That's another tight example. I can't personally do it myself, but I might as well try and show it like I did. So let's head this way. We got another upward segment where we just gotta shoot the enemies and get out of here before we get crushed. Shoot our way through these guys. Take care of you. Ow. And of course, head up this way. I do like the music in this place as well. I don't know if the soundtrack for X2 is as good as X1, but it's not a bad soundtrack at all. They utilize the SNES sound chip pretty well. In fact, there's actually a few interesting changes they added for X2 compared to X1, mainly in the graphical fidelity side, but we'll be seeing that later. Alright, head up over this way. Deal with another one of these. Thank you. Ow. Alright, that's actually not the way we're supposed to go. We're supposed to head down this way. Oh, pardon me for a moment. Sorry about that. I appear to be dealing with a very large bug, but it seems to have gone away for now. Let's grab this and head down. We got another one of these guys to deal with who we saw back in the intro stage when we rammed our bike into it. Unfortunately, we still got hit, but you know what? That's fine. Still got the health, so that's fine. And let's take on our second Maverick. Now, I mentioned that Wheelgator's kind of a long and tedious fight. Well, this is why. You might notice that we're in what looks like oil or mud. Yeah, that'll make sense in just a second. Oh, still managed to hit him, surprisingly, but here's how the fight works. Wheelgator stays under the mud for the most part, shooting up his, I believe, spinning wheel, actually, and will try and dive at you. If he grabs you, he'll pull you down into the mud and will try to bite you for damage. If you hit him, he will go under the mud, and his pattern resets. This is kind of a slow encounter, unfortunately, as a result. Especially since he likes to just get hit once and then just bail. If you let him take too long, he can actually do different attacks, but this is just the safest strategy possible, so you might as well just do this one instead. Like, as you can see, even with this taking a bit longer than a normal Maverick boss, since we got his weakness, he goes down like nothing. The most you got to worry about is just not falling too low on the platform when he hits you with those spin wheels, if he does. Otherwise, you will take quite a bit of damage and waste more time with him dragging you under. Do that, put him at below half. At least, I think that's below half, hard to tell. But yeah, this is an unfortunate fight. I like Wheelgator's design, and I think his weapon's actually kind of neat, but sadly his fight really sucks. Oh well. We'll also be revisiting this stage on a later attempt to get all the parts that we missed, so don't worry too much about that. Oh, missed him. Yeah, and sometimes I'll just decide, you know what? I don't want to be up here. I want to be back in the mud. Because apparently that's the life of a Maverick who's based on an alligator, just mud. I should probably also just take the opportunity to heal. Don't make any risky maneuvers. Unfortunately, when you use the sub-tank, you have to use all of it at once, so even if you didn't need the full health, you gotta use all of it, so be warned. Alright, he heads this way, he burrows into the wall, and now touching that wall will hurt you because it's a spike. But that's not exactly a problem since he's so low to the ground. Uh-oh. Mash side to side quickly to escape that. One more of those, and he should be done, though. Come on, I know you want to. I know you want to bite me. Got him. And that's Wheelgator. Sorry, bud. But unfortunately, your fight sucks. Oh well, at least everything else is pretty cool. Make a nice pose, and let's get our second weapon. Of course, we're defeating him. It wouldn't make any sense otherwise if we didn't get the spin wheel. This is a grounded projectile that will glide across the floor and destroy whatever it hits, if there is an enemy in the way, or if there's even destroyable blocks in the way. But here's where things get interesting. I see now why Sigma fell to the hands of Mega Man X. He is quite formidable. I am not sure our Mavericks can hold him off long enough. We may have to intervene. Now, this is where X2 gets a bit different from X1's original structure. Dr. Cain, what happened? A group of Mavericks calling themselves the X-Hunters have just contacted us. Greetings! We have all of Zero's parts. They can be yours if you can defeat us. We look forward to meeting you, X. X, Zero's control chip is still stored here. I doubt it is possible to resurrect him without it. Dr. Cain, I've got to get Zero's parts back. At any cost. So yeah, that's the big divergence between this game and X1. X2, we actually do have proper progression? No. We have proper plot progression. With Zero gone, the X-Hunters are attempting to rebuild him for themselves as their own personal servant, and X is trying to chase after them. Now, as you can see, once we warp back in, those three have reappeared on the map. They will appear in any of the 6 Maverick stages that you haven't already beaten, and in any random location. They can't all appear in the same spots, but they can all appear in any spot they feel like. They don't stay forever, though. Those 3, Sergei's, Violin, and Agile, will disappear if you defeat enough Mavericks. I believe it's 5 for Sergei's, 6 for Violin, and 7 for Agile, and if they leave, you cannot get them again. Alternatively, if you game over or clear the stage that they're in, without getting the parts that they have, you miss out on the opportunity. So don't waste your chance if you have the chance. By the looks of it, though, they're actually not in the path that we need to go to, because our next Maverick in the weakness chain is Bubble Crab here. But you know what? I think we'll be saving that for next time. So next time on Let's Play Mega Man X2, we'll be heading after Bubble Crab and the follow-up boss, Flame Stag, and hopefully getting to deal with some of the X Hunters. But until then, ice out.